Television news is at a crossroads. The economics of the business is changing as more people cut the cord and pay for streaming instead. Our next guest sees major hurdles for television news, but also a path forward. As he outlined in a recent CNBC.com op-ed, quality television news could be a casualty of the streaming wars. Joining us right now is Tom Rogers. He's the executive chairman of Engine Media and the first president of NBC Cable. And Tom, you know what you talk of in these things. I guess my first question would be, what's different about television news? And we've kind of seen this happen to so many other industries along the way.
Well, of course, television news is very important programming, nothing more important than business news, of course. But what happens in an era is entertainment programming goes to Netflix and the other streaming services. Now sports programming with ESPN Plus getting streaming rights into the future for major professional sports. Amazon spending $10 billion for one night of NFL football. And news gets pretty vulnerable against what's going on in the industry there. And to understand that, you have to understand the current economics of television news. CNBC, MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, they all get fees from the cable and satellite operators today, and they get paid those fees across all those cable and satellite homes, some 75 million of them, regardless of whether any of those homes ever watch any of those channels or any one of those channels. And as cord cutting continues, as you say, that fee subscription revenue becomes really vulnerable. And the question is, what happens to it? We've already lost about 20 million cable satellite homes already over the last several years. We're down to about 75 million. As cord cutting accelerates, the issue becomes, how does news channels substitute that revenue for some other form of revenue?
And what's the answer? I mean, again, we've known this is coming. Is there a cliff that this falls off, or is this a gradual erosion? It seems like if you're waiting for those syndicated fees, it would be more of a cliff, less of an erosion.
Yeah, it's getting pretty scary as all the streaming services, entertainment program goes elsewhere. And this is a problem for local stations also, because in their local markets, news being their core programming, they're getting paid fees across every cable and satellite home in their local market. Now, magazines and newspapers faced an economic crisis also, and Apple stepped in and created a bundle of magazines and newspapers. You get some 200 magazines for $9.99 a month. But not too many people know that. It hasn't been very successful. And I have grave doubts that the big media companies are going to trust their cherished news product to Apple, which they otherwise have issues about in terms of what its competitive views may be. So then you have to think, well, is there somebody that might be a Switzerland other than an Apple that could step in and create a news bundle? Any one channel streaming on its own would have to charge a lot of money to make up for the loss of these subscription revenues from cable and satellite. So somebody stepping in to be a bundler is a possibility. I have to say that NBC may be in a unique position because it has so much by way of news that it might be able to create its own bundle between CNBC, MSNBC, NBC News Now, Sky News, the big international service it now has, news on Peacock. Possible that a single bundle there. It's interesting, the news channels actually have a degree of interdependence here, because if they're not going to get paid across all homes the way they have been, then they probably want to get paid across all news homes, even those homes consuming news where their particular channel isn't consumed in that household. At least that would give a broader footprint. But again, that becomes somewhat of an issue. There's obviously politics here. Yeah.
Tom, you know, Netflix, Reed Hastings and others, I think Apple, have said we don't really want to be in the news business in the streaming wars. But I think one of the things you are seeing, for example, at Warner, which of course is merging with Discovery, it's very possible that their over-the-top CNN service ends up in the ultimate HBO Max bundle. I think that that's not impossible. Could NBC end up putting its products fully into the Peacock product? And maybe they're not the full products, but they're slightly different products because of the cable issues that we've described in terms of what has to be offered over the contracts with the cable providers in that respect. But is it possible that we see actually that a lot of the streaming services just start to effectively put the news into their service? Does Paramount Plus take the CBS news product and just plug it right in?
Well, it's quite possible to do that. But the question you got to ask then, are they getting incremental revenue when they put it into the bundle? The streaming wars are awfully competitive. Price there, as we've talked about many times, hugely competitive. And you could offer that programming in there, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get incremental revenue as you do it. And they have to make up for these huge subscriber fees that they're getting from the cable and satellite world. So the question then is, would they put it behind a paywall of one of those services and say you can get incremental news for an additional fee? And the question is, any one incremental fee that you charge, is that going to be big enough to make up for all the homes they get paid across, even all those homes that never watch their channel? So that's obviously they're all looking at that equation, but it's a tough equation.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.